Hey everybody, this is Blue, and we're going to do another book review, and today we're doing Arcane Companion. This is from the 3rd edition of Rolemaster books by Iron Crown Enterprises, and it was released in 1995. It's a moderately thick book, and let's see if I can find it real quickly. It is roughly their standard size. Yep. This one has 185 pages to it. So there is a lot of information in the book. If you are new to Rolemaster and you do not have 2nd edition books, this would be a great resource for you. If you have 2nd edition books, this is a waste of time for you. A lot of the 3rd edition was just repackaged 2nd edition with a few new things added to it. Would I recommend you buying it? Like I said, if you got 2nd edition, no. The artwork's nice, and I hate the border there, but the nice thing about the border that they put on there is that it lets you know what was 3rd edition and what was 2nd edition. Another thing that I absolutely dislike about it is the holes. They got 3 binder holes in here so that you can put them in your binders. And that's a nice thing, yes, because then if you have your homebrew rules for arcane magic and all that, you could put them in the binder right next to here. But that's more weight, taking up space on the gaming table or in the area, and so I didn't like that. So let's just get into this wonderful thing. There we go. All right. Like I said, you can see the 3 holes right there. It has some decent artwork in there. You know, I think that's one of the nice things about Iron Crown's products. They usually have some pretty good black and white imagery. Table contents, you can see that they got a lot in here. Welcome to the companion. They turned everything in the 3rd edition into a companion. I mean, what was great about 2nd edition, you know, they had their RMC companions 1, 2, and 3. I mean, 1 through 7. And they had a lot of information. Well, in 3rd edition, they were making specific books. This companion is arcane. This companion is treasure. This companion is martial arts. And it kind of sucked because they were just doing a lot of reprinting of all the information that was in the 2nd edition and adding crap to it. They talk about arcane magic here, and it's good because then that gives new GMs and older GMs some, you know, ways to incorporate it and create the backstory to add some meat to their magic system. So this is a good thing to have. The sources of power part here, yeah, that's interesting. But what irks me is, you know, as you can see on this page, Earth Blood and Earth Nodes. That was discussed in Rolemaster Companion 1. And they talk about it a little bit more. They talk about ley lines. That was also discussed in RMC 1. And, you know, they're talking about magic. And so there is some good information there. I'm not saying that this book is a complete waste of time, but like I said, if you had the information in RMC 2, you didn't need this. And then about how to incorporate arcane magic into the 3rd edition. We're doing this because of one of the things I hate about this game, about this book. Well, third edition as a whole, basically. They did a lot of revisions. Like I said, they're repackaging second edition for third edition. And all of a sudden now we've got a list here of revised training packages costs. Okay? They were talking about ley lines, some magic, and now all of a sudden here's our training packages. And so, and look at that, we're back to talking about earth notes and ley lines again. This was poorly planned out. And so why couldn't they put this all in one area instead of, here, there, everywhere? Blade Runes is also in RMC number 1. This is just a simple repackage. And the dangers of arcane magic, yes. But remember, Arcane was the first version of magic. According to Rolemaster, all magic started off as arcane, and then it was divided into the other realms, mentalism, channeling, essence. And so it was maybe been a bit more crude, but it really wasn't supposedly that dangerous. Now we're talking about professions, and this is part that irks me. And before we get to our first profession, hey, here's another revision list of training packages. God, I hate training packages. So the Arcanist, that's a decent profession. A Wizard. Wizard here is a pure arcane spell user. But in RMC 7, it's not. So they rewrote the Wizard for version 3. The Chaotic, that is your Wild Mage. It's called Chaotic because in the witchcraft communities, they call people that train themselves in using magic as chaos magicians, or they are chaos witches, because they're basically trying to teach themselves, and that's what the Chaotic does. And then they redid the Mage Hunter, again from RMC 7. And, and look, they got training package costs for it. Oh, yay. And here we're going into training packages. And, okay, Conjurer. In second edition was a profession, not a training package. Necromancer as a training package. This was one of the favorite professions, the dark profession. And, we've had so many villains that were necromancers, and here's a training package. Rune Master and Warlock, again, second edition were professions, and they're turning them into these pathetic training packages. I mean, sometimes I'd swear that the people that took care of third edition were smoking something, because they basically show no respect for second edition. And if it wasn't for second edition, Rolemaster would have amounted to nothing. And so they're talking about tanks, because this is creating life, artificial life. Okay. And they're talking about how to build life shards. So that would be something like a necromancer or a creator would be needing, but hey, they're only training packages now. The spell list. They do have quite a few spell lists in here. And if you were ignorant on second edition, you wouldn't know that that's basically, most of these seem to be spell lists from other realms, like let's see, barriers. That was channeling, if I remember right, an open channeling spell. And so they just threw arcane into the title, and all of a sudden it's an arcane list. And they did that a lot in this. So I have very little use for this book. Its only highlight to me is that, wow, I got the book to make my collection complete. And that's about it. Spell triggers was part of the wizard spell list in the second edition. Now it's an open spell list for Arcane. And it's just they threw together a lot of different open and closed spell lists from spell law and basically threw Arcane into the title. I'm skipping around some of them because we don't need to go through them all. So they had Minor Law in RMC number 5, if I remember right. And here it is again. Now it's an Arcanist, an arcane spell. Void Law. Yeah, that was, that should be in RMC number 5. And I believe it was an Essence spell list. And as we're going through these professions quickly, we can see that this is just basically, like I've been saying, a repackage of RMC2. I mean, edition 2. So, if you do not have these editions, the second edition, yes, you will probably have a great deal of use out of these third edition books. But that's about it. Okay. They have some attack tables in here, but again, these are also found in the second edition. These are nothing new about them. And they're talking about the product lines, and this is a sad book. It's, to me, it's taking up shelf space. And so, overall, it's a boring book. It's not something that I would recommend others to buy. But if you're new to the game, and with the fact that all these books are out of print, it might be the only way for you to get information about Rolemaster games. And so, if you can find it cheap, since it's out of print, go for it. But if you have access to second edition, don't waste your time on this. I would like to hear what you have to say about the review, so please leave your comments below. And everybody, please take care. Be at peace.